Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamers. Say, why was Thanos so happy after he went to the urologist? He found out he had the kidney stone. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Marvel Legendary, the Infinity Saga from Upper Deck. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. The Infinity Saga from Upper Deck is the latest expansion to your Legendary, a Marvel deck-building game experience. This time, the brave heroes are taking on the great big baddie himself, Thanos, in this epic cinematic adventure. Now, before we look at the cards, let's look at some of the new concepts and keywords that come with this expansion. Now, first of all, the distribution of hero cards is somewhat different, the kind of rare, uncommon, etc., etc. In the original game, it was always, I think, 1, 3, 5, 5. Here it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Now you have the endgame keyword. Now essentially how the endgame keyword works is, as you get closer to the end of the game, if the villain deck has only 8 cards in it or less, you are in the endgame. And endgame effects trigger. Both the good guys and the bad guys in this game will have, if endgame something triggers, something happens. So that's a very important part of the game as well. There's also some hero cards that will come out that will say, your hero endgame abilities will work this round. And some of the villains that will come out, they say, for this round, treat everything as though it's the endgame. So your endgame will trigger at different times, but if you've got 8 or less cards there, it will always trigger, and there may be even some more challenges if you're already in the endgame and something else triggers an endgame effect. Now here you also have sacrifice. Now in the movies, of course, some of the heroes sacrifice themselves in order to beat Thanos. So here you have a sacrifice keyword. If you can play a sacrifice card, you have to get rid of that card permanently. You knock it out. But at the same time, you get a very special effect. Sometimes you can draw a lot of cards or do something else. But that's another important keyword in this expansion. Now you also have phasing. I think Doctor Strange and Vision can do this. And that is essentially, if you have the phasing keyword, you can swap that card in your hand for the top card of the deck. This way, if you think that card will work better on a subsequent turn, you can do that. Or maybe you just want to get rid of it for whatever reason and see if you can get a better card. That's something you can do as well. Many of the cards are multi-class. You can have more than one class on a card, which is going to come in very handy, triggering off some of the other keywords and cards in the text, that abilities that happen on other cards. So you get multiple classes with just one card. Also, too, Wanda and Vision have divided cards, so you can do the divided card tricks we've seen before, and some of the cards are multicolored cards as well. Now, you also have the Infinity Stones as a villain group, and Thanos and whatever mastermind is there can use the Infinity Stones to make it more difficult to defeat them. So let's take a look at the schemes in this game. The first one is called Sacrifice for the Soul Stone. Setup. Twists equal to the number of players plus 4. Twist. You may KO one of your non-gray heroes and one of your gray heroes to sacrifice for the Soul Stone. If you do, draw 3 cards. Shuffle this twist back into the villain deck, then play another card from the villain deck. If you don't, stack a hero from the HQ next to the mastermind. Sacrifice for the Soul Stone. Evil wins when the mastermind has sacrificed 5 heroes for the Soul Stone. The next one is Warp Reality into a TV show. Setup. 11 twists. The rightmost city space represents a TV show from the 1950s. The space on its left is the 60s, then the 70s. The city is only those 3 spaces. The HQ is only the 3 spaces beneath those. Move the mastermind and officer deck to mark the city's left edge. Twist 1 through 4. Another TV show, City Space, appears on the left side of the city, representing the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. Another HQ space appears beneath it.
Twist 5 through 11, destroy the rightmost TV show and the HQ space beneath it. KO any hero in that space, push forward any villain there. Move the villain deck and hero deck to mark the city's right edge. Evil wins when all the TV is destroyed. Next you have all life in the universe. Set up 5 twists. Twist 1, 3, and 5, choose 3 heroes from the HQ and KO them. Twist 2 and 4, deal the hero deck into face-down piles as equally as possible. KO one of them. Evil wins when the hero deck and the villain deck runs out. And finally, there's the time heist. Set up 11 twists. Use 4 heroes in the hero deck, plus 4 other heroes to make a past hero deck. Above the board, mark room for an alternate city called the Past. It has the normal 5 spaces from sewers to bridge. The Past has its own Past HQ filled by the Past Hero deck. To start, play as if the Past City, HQ, and Hero deck don't exist. Twist 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Until the next twist, move the villain deck next to the Past, and play as if the Past City, HQ, and Hero deck exist, while the normal City, HQ, and Hero deck don't exist. Use the normal decks and spaces for everything except the City, HQ, and Hero deck. Twist number 10, Evil wins. You have 5 heroes in this game. You have Black Panther, you have Doctor Strange, you have Bruce Banner, you have Captain Marvel, and you have Wanda and Vision. Doctor Strange's most powerful card is 1 in 14,065,000. This Avengers card is a cost 7 card with 5 attack. It has a sacrifice ability that reads, guess the name of the top card of the villain deck, then reveal it. If you guessed right, draw 6 cards. Wanda and Vision's most powerful card is Odd Couple. This Avengers card is a cost 7 card with 4 attack. It has phasing. Also, too, it triggers off of range. Reveal the top 5 cards of the hero deck. You may put one of them with an odd-numbered cost into your hand. You may KO one of them. Put the rest back in any order. You've got Bruce Banner's most powerful card, Reverse the Snap. This Avengers card is cost 7 with a 5 attack. Its tech sacrifice ability reads, gain up to one or other hero from the HQ pile. Then combine your deck and discard it. Put all those cards on the cost 0 into your discard pile. Shuffle the rest into a new deck. Captain Marvel's most powerful card is Time to End It. This is a cost 8 card with a variable 5 attack. It reads, you get +1 attack for each other ranged and or strength card you played this turn. It has an endgame ability that reads, instead, you get +2 attack for each turn. And finally, you have Black Panther, Faithful Return. This Avenger card is a cost 8 card with a variable 0 attack. The text reads, you get +2 attack for each hero class you have. Now, in addition to the heroes, you also have 2 new villain groups that you'll be using in this expansion. First of all, you have the Children of Thanos. Next, you have the Infinity Stones. Those villain groups are very powerful with some great, wonderful abilities that trigger off of these keywords and the Infinity Stones themselves. So those are some powerful keywords, and they play well off of the masterminds. The first mastermind is Ebony Maw. He's got, of course, his 4 tactics cards. And then you have the big baddie himself, Thanos, with 4 tactics cards and the power to destroy half of the universe. So that is basically what you're getting through the game. You can play through these scenarios aspects from the 2 movies, the Infinity War and Endgame. They're represented here. I got to admit, I think it's kind of funny that you don't have some of the other iconic and important heroes in this set, like Iron Man, like Captain America, like Thor. You know, some of these guys that were real big baddies in the original Avengers are not really present here. You do have the Hulk, you do have Bruce Banner, Professor Hulk, so that's pretty cool. But I was a little disappointed with that. That said, the cards you do have are actually really, really cool. Captain Marvel is incredibly powerful. Doctor Strange has some really fun stuff here as well. Everybody really does. I think probably the best card and the one that's really going to help you is that T'Challa card, that Faithful Return for Black Panther, because that one, when you get +2 for every class you have, because some of these cards are multi-class, when you're playing that, you can very easily have all 5 classes out there. That's a 10 attack card, which is amazing. And I got to tell you, when I was playing it the first game I played, that one won me the game. I think it kept coming up 2 or 3 times, and I was able to get through the mastermind very easy with that card. Subsequent games are a little bit more difficult. If you can get that card early, do it, because it's freaking awesome. But there's a lot of great cards here. And I got to tell you, my favorite MCU film was probably the first Avengers. I loved that movie. And a close second is probably Infinity War. I loved Infinity War. I thought Endgame was good, not great, but I loved Infinity War. I thought it was perfect. And one of the things I like both about the original Avengers and Infinity War is it's one of the best ever superhero films where you have a ton of superheroes, where you feel like everybody's got their time and they were able to have an arc and do things. Whereas some superhero films just feel like everybody's in there and they don't know what to do with them. But those films did it very, very well. And then to see that come out here in this game is a lot of fun. It's always very fun to see how imaginative the game designers are in creating these systems that kind of can mirror either comic books or films or what have you. And here, taking that arc from the two Infinity War films, it's done really, really well. And I really enjoyed those movies, and I really enjoy this game. So I'd probably put this on an upper tier of my... I'm always kind of vague whenever I rate the Marvel Legendary Expansions, because there's like 30 of them now, and to sit down and rank them, I don't know, that'd take me forever. But I think I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. It looks good. It's got the screen caps, which I enjoy. I know that turns some people off. I liked them. I thought they did a good job, and I really think the keywords and the interactions and the combinations you can make here are fun. And really, that's what deck building is all about, is making those fun and interesting combinations, and you get some killer ones with this set. So recommendation for Legendary Marvel, the Infinity Saga, is buy it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have liked this review or you like the channel in general, I'd ask you to click on the Super Thanks button here on YouTube and leave a contribution. If that's something you'd like to do, I'd really appreciate it. And also, too, I'd really appreciate it if you would go over to my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we look at military history and books on history. I'm currently uploading my World War II lectures onto that channel, so check it out. That is Cody Carlson, PhD. And please leave a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek. That also helps us out a lot as well. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Thanos may not have been totally responsible for everybody that died as a result of the Infinity Gauntlet, but he had a hand in it.
You better get back, Zackman, or this cowardly commentator will pay the ultimate price! $5! Yeah.